What's up guys, jtmoffroad here. This video, we're parting out an Avalanche. Alrighty guys, last video got caught up with what's been going on here, got a new welder, got my appendix out, starting to work on taking this truck apart. So this might be a few videos, might just be one, might be two, I don't know how long this is going to take. But I figure we're just going to put it up on stands, start pulling stuff, and see where it goes. So I need to work on pulling the bumpers off of it, pulling the grill, pulling the whole thing apart. I'm parting the truck out. So we're going to be taking it down to pretty much bare bones like we did with the last one. I kind of showed you a little bit about that. But now that this truck is in the garage, I'll probably, do a little bit more videoing with this one. So it was a fun process with the last one. I'll do it with this one too. There's some things like with the bed that you probably didn't know about. And I'll go into this more. But if you take this whole panel off, on either side, looks like a regular truck bed. There's, the wheel well, and looks like a regular truck bed. These side pocket things are really cool. I really like them. They're like a plastic lined. They go the whole way into the side, so it takes away from the overall width of the truck, but it's kind of nice because anything that you would have in here, you'd put here and it would just take up space. So, vertical space, just tucked off to the side, you use the whole thing. It's kind of a little better than, overall width. You could still get a full sheet of plywood in here. When I was looking into getting Avalanches, I didn't like them till I actually got it, and I actually really love Avalanches. They're really cool trucks. Kind of sad they stopped making them. I wish they made more heavy duty versions of them, but whatever. Anyway, so I already sold a couple pieces. There's a little flap that goes across there, so when you fold that down, it's one continuous piece. And gasket's gone out of there. Glass, it's still here, but so I sold the tailgate. I need to pull the bumper off because a lot of people are looking for these bumpers. I guess just because they rust out so bad. This one's actually starting to rust, but I need to see how bad this one is rusting. I already sold the fender off this one. I've got another fender that I need to pull off there. You just need to pull everything off. But the really nice thing about this is there's going to be a lot of parts off of this that I can pull and store for whenever I need them. So, there's some switches and stuff that aren't really worth a whole lot of money. So I think maybe I'll probably just store those and save them for whenever I need them. Because it's not really worth going through the hassle of selling them for, $10 if you can buy them at AutoZone, Advanced, whatever, for like 30. So probably just keep those. We need to take the axles out of this eventually. So I think the idea is we're going to take this down as much as we can. I know a lot of you guys are probably kicking and screaming saying, LS swap the YJ, do it. And really want to, guys, really want to. I've been fighting myself. I really want to do it, but once I do that, then I really have to upgrade axles and stuff. It's March right now. I really want to wheel that Jeep this year. I'm too many projects right now for the time I have, so maybe that'll be a project for next year. Maybe we'll see how this goes. Maybe next year I'll buy another truck, pull the engine and transmission out of that. We'll use that for a project, and then go through parting that out. I don't know. It's just, they're all ideas, but it's, you can see I've already run out of room. I still need to sell all this stuff. I think I'm really trying to hold out for the price that I want for everything. So I'm really trying to make the most of this. So we don't have room. We don't have room. We need to pull the engine, transmission, everything out of this. So I think we'll leave this a rolling chassis until we get all that stuff pulled, get this down to as least amount of weight as possible while we pull everything in here. And then might even still kind of loosen up the bolts for all the axles and the suspension components, stuff like that. So once we get done with all that stuff, I can pull it out of the garage, kind of maneuver it, because I got a weird garage situation here. Maneuver it, get it up on the trailer, and then from there, pull the axles, have it on blocks or whatever to haul it off to the scrapyard. After that, I'll be able to pull the truck in, you know, put the axles from this into that truck because it has 410s, take the 373s out of that one, sell it to whoever, and yeah, so that's kind of the plan. I think that's how we're going to phase this. So I don't know, I really want to do this as quick as possible so we can get into lifting the Avalanche. Still got to buy wheels and tires for that, so we're going to do 35s. Like to keep with the 17-inch rim. I don't like the 20s, guys. I know a lot of you guys out there like the 20-inch rims. I'm not about that. I would rather keep it more of like an off-roading looking style vehicle. I'd like the 17-inch wheels. It's about as small as I can go with this. I'll try to keep you updated as much as possible with this whole thing. I gotta try to do this pretty quick and, you know, turn around and make some money off this. So right now I've got people asking about the bumpers and the transmission and the transfer case. Transfer case is already accounted for, transmission is pretty much accounted for. So pretty much got to get this thing up and start pulling stuff. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to jack it up, start going to town. So change of plans. Probably not going to video as much as I had hoped. And mainly for now, until things settle out. I have some people that want some stuff like right off the bat, and I'm trying to get this stuff off as fast as I can. And kind of video takes a little bit of time, and especially with how rusty everything is. And yeah, so everybody that said don't build that truck, it's too rusty, yeah, I agree with you guys. Really, on camera it doesn't do it justice. This was just the hitch, and it took me a while, and yeah, it really just doesn't look bad on camera. It's a lot worse in person, but this is just getting the hitch off, and it was miserable, and just constantly showered in rust. So that's going to be this whole project, parting this out. So my attitude at the beginning saying, oh yeah, this is fun, like the interior stuff, that's fun, taking all that stuff out. Underside of this, that's not going to be so much fun. So very glad I decided against building this truck. I'm going to keep continuing taking the rest of this stuff off, and I'll come back when I can. But I just thought I'd share that with you guys. But finally got the hitch off. Thankfully, when it went on, they put anti-seize of some sort on, so bolts came out fine. And I've probably said this before, and I'll say it again. That right there is the best purchase I have ever made in a tool. It's unbelievable how much power that thing has. Like a breaker bar just doesn't do it. That is just like, it's effortless. It really takes like no time at all to take rusty bolts out. And I love it. I'm so glad I got it. And if you don't have an impact like that yet, definitely get one. Because especially if you're in the Rust Belt area, it's terrible up here working on anything like this. And that thing just makes things like just come off so easy. But anyway, another little lessons learned out there. If anybody has a hitch in their receiver and they leave it in there all the time, do yourself a favor and take it out now. And never put it in unless you need to tow something. This was in there for the longest time. It was a locking one. The key would not budge this at all. Broke the key eventually after soaking it with some PB Blaster and heat. Ended up having to cut the pin out, and then had to pound the pin out, and had to hammer and pull and hammer and pull and hammer and pull. Finally got it out. So just saying, if any of you out there have that in, leave it in all the time, take it out now. Save yourself the headache. Oh yeah, so if my hair looks stupid or anything, these goggles, they're like $8 at Harbor Freight. They still fog up a little bit, but they're so great. Just like so much better than the goggles that I've had before. They just don't do very well. I get like a 3-pack of, you know, these guys for like the same price, and they just never hold up, and they never seem to be clear. And so far this set, has been great. Plus, I like that it goes the whole way around. I don't get anything down. And especially working on this, I feel a lot better having this on my face, covering me, protecting my eyes. Just so much better, especially working on something so rusty. So anyway, enough of my little rant for now. Gonna get back at it. Alright, so right now I have the hitch and the rear bumper off. Hitch is sold now at this point, and somebody wants to buy the bumper. I guess these bumpers are actually kind of rare for these Avalanches with this cover on it. And this is pretty rusty. This is actually starting to, there's a step on the side there. It's actually kind of breaking a little bit, but the rest of it still has some structure to it. Somebody actually wants to buy this, so hopefully that's going to be gone here soon. At this point, I have to work on getting the transmission transfer case out, which I've never done before. I've never taken either out, of anything for that matter. So lots of fun learning experiences. So I got the rear drive shaft out and got the front drive shaft out. So you'll see with this front drive shaft, there's actually like a band clamp that's around this that is like that. I took it off. I don't know if you actually have to take it off or if it just lifts up, but you're actually supposed to pry this boot up that's off the front of the transfer case, and once you get that lip up over, this just slides right out. That actually I didn't know about that one. I had to look that one up, but if you've never done that before, now you know. But got drive shafts out. I doubt I'm going to save them. I mean, they're pretty. They're so scaly. I don't think mine are this bad yet, but I don't even know if anybody would even want these. Got one of the plates off the bottom of the transfer case, and now with that off, we'll just keep going, keep pulling. Well, I wasn't going to film this, but I figured why not? So the cladding, pulled the cladding off the one side because somebody wants to buy one of the pieces of cladding, right rear. So I pulled it, and metal, of course, comes off with it because it's so rotted out. Like so. Oh, geez. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah. Yep. Woo! Yeah, that is nice. Whew. Just all the tetanus. So, yeah. Glad I decided not to keep this one, even though I had the pieces for it, but still. And honestly, I guess mine's not that much better. But anyway, what I was getting at was, I hate taking this cladding off, because it seems like all you do is just pull and it comes off, and you break tabs and you don't know what you're gonna break. The sails on these, especially these, when I pulled these off, I did not have any luck with the plastic, the actual mounting plastic on these not breaking. I had at least one or two on either side break off that I have to figure out how to glue on or something of some sort before I sell it. But most of them come off no problem. The tabs are pretty good. They're strong enough that they don't break. But there's these little plastic clips that go on that are like adhesive. But you can see the way these are, like, this is up and then this is down. I don't know of any way you can actually like pull them so they slide off. So as far as I know, you just pull and break all the tabs. So I mean, works out for the most part. Some of them you break, some you don't. I'm not a big fan, but I'll pull this one just to show you what I mean. Well, you can tell that's pretty rusted. And much to your probably surprise, none of those broke. Don't know how. These must be so brittle, but it's so scary. So scary pulling those. I don't like it. I don't like breaking stuff. Especially when I'm trying to make money off it. I'm so mad at myself for taking the time to cut all these panels out. All the good metal on the parts truck I cut out. Took like probably 2 days worth of time pulling this stuff. Look at that. What's that? Looks like house insulation. It's pretty gross. I don't even know how that must have been another little animal living in this one. But yeah, just all that crustiness. Great, but yeah, I'm kind of upset that I took all that time to cut all these pieces out, cut all those pieces out, spent so much time working on it. But on one hand, I learned that there's all that foam underneath there, and I'm pretty sure that's why all that stuff rots out, because there's so much foam in there, and it just terrible. I don't like it. But I don't know. I'm going to try selling it. We'll see if anybody buys it. I mean, I'm sure it could help somebody out because it's all good metal. Like some of it had a little bent and stuff, but it's all covered up by the plastic anyway, but it's solid nonetheless. And they're not like $150, panels that you buy online. So, I don't know. I'll try to sell them, but in the meantime, we'll keep on chugging. Alright, well, I just really got moving and completely ditched the camera and just kept going because, like I said, I'm trying to get this all done pretty quick. I'm trying to do a good turnaround time. I really want to get this lift done, so really sped it up, and I think this is where I'm going to end the video. I can't really move. I'm surrounded by parts, and yeah. But good news, I got the front clip off, so that is a huge step towards getting the engine and transmission out. So I got a buddy who's going to buy the engine. He's going to bring his engine stand up, and we're going to try to get the engine and transmission out. I think I'm going to try to get the transfer case out separately. I've never really dealt with anything like this. Everything's super congested, and watched the video on taking the transmission out, and it looks terrible. I don't have a transmission jack, and it seems like there's some really high bolts that are hard to get to. You can use a series of extensions to get to them, but the top one still seems pretty difficult. So just drop it in the comments if you have experience with that. Just, you know, let me know what you do if you take that kind of stuff out. This is the first time for me ever taking an engine or transmission out of a vehicle. Hopefully we'll have a good time pulling this all out, get the engine out, have access to front differential and everything, try to get things loosened up so then we can move into the next phase, you know, take the rest of the interior stuff out. Well, that's going to be happening anyway. But, you know, moving forward, getting these 410 axles out and getting this thing stripped down. So we're going to pull the engine, pull the transmission, pull all that stuff, and hopefully make some more progress. So I'm going to end the video here. Make sure to subscribe, check out my other videos if you haven't already. If this is the first time on the channel, you know, check out this project. We're ditching this truck. We're gonna go to my truck. We're putting 6-inch lift on it, 35s. It's gonna be awesome. Can't wait to get it done. Once we get that done, get back into Jeeping, getting into some welding with a new welder, and definitely not bored. Not bored in 2019 this year, guys. So, yep. So, like I said, subscribe, give the video a thumbs up if you like it. We'll see you in the next one.